Melissa, and I'm glad you're here today. I'd like to share with you a tool that I've been using in my own life for about the last year or so that I found to be really helpful when it comes to maintaining some calmness and really stimulating environments or stimulating situations. So whether it's something that's just like overwhelming to my senses or overwhelming to my heart when it comes to something political perhaps, or a political conversation with someone I care about. This is something that's helped me to really stay anchored in my own center of calmness and compassion. And I'd like to share it with you, and at the end, as I try to do with some of these, I'll just share with you my recommendations for how you can integrate this into your daily living, even when you can't practice the full technique. So you can just start with letting your hands either rest with the palms facing down on your lap or palms facing up. It's totally your choice. And this technique is taken from, two forms of therapy. One is Brainspotting. Brainspotting is a therapeutic technique that is used to treat trauma typically, but we are not going into the version where we'd be accessing a trauma. We're going to access what is called the body resource, which is taken from a form of psychotherapy called somatic experiencing. So these are two forms of therapy that are kind of like a tool from those that are integrated to be called the Brainspotting Resource Model. This is what the founder of Brainspotting, David Grand, calls this technique. So for Brainspotting, for the resource model, you're going to go ahead and just start by scanning your body. You can do this with the eyes open or the eyes closed. And as you scan your body, notice where you feel the most calm, grounded, or neutral. So in many cases, this might be one of your hands or one of your toes, sometimes even an ear or your nose. So any place that feels calm, grounded, or neutral. And if it's difficult for you, if you're not quite sure what I'm talking about or what that means in terms of how it feels in your body, you can also just find any place in your body that doesn't feel really activated by some other kind of trigger, any place that just feels calm and relaxed. So again, that might just be a finger or something. And just take a moment to rest in the natural flow of your breath as you allow your awareness to be in that place that feels calm, grounded, or neutral. And then very slowly start to open your eyes and have your eyes just gazing open at the horizon right in front of you. And as you gaze toward the horizon, you're going to notice whether you feel that place in your body more or less. So whether you feel more or less calm, grounded, or neutral in that place in your body. And then you can take your gaze gently to one side. So just kind of tracking the gaze over perhaps toward the right, keeping it at the horizon for the moment. Again, notice if you feel more or less calm in that place in your body. And then slowly bring your eyes over to the left. So it doesn't really matter exactly how far you go. You might feel drawn to one area or not. And if I'm not giving you enough time to figure this out, please feel free to just be patient with yourself And you can always go through this at your own time and spend more time noticing here if you feel more or less grounded or calm in that part of your body. Another thing to notice is if you just feel more aware, but in a very neutral way. And then depending on where the eyes have landed, whether it's at center or to the right or left, wherever you feel most calm or grounded, you can gently and slowly move the eyes up a little bit. See if you feel it more or less there. And then maybe down toward the ground, noticing if you feel it more or less there. And you can take a moment to just explore what feels most calm and grounding. And then wherever you land, you're going to just hold your gaze in that place. Just letting the breath move freely through your body as you connect your awareness to that place in your body, just noticing how you feel. And then even as the gaze is in one place, be aware of whether your awareness is outside of just that gazing point. So noticing the awareness again in your body. And when you're ready, you can close your eyes for a moment. Just notice how you feel as you close your eyes. Again, becoming even more aware of that place in your body that feels calm, grounded, and aware. And then you can open your eyes when you're ready. So this is kind of an interesting technique for people in the beginning, and people kind of wonder how this works. I'm not going to try to explain it in this video because I think this video is getting a little bit long already, but if you reach out to me, if you're interested in knowing more, there's a video, I think online by David Grand, that explains the theory, at least, behind how this practice accesses part of the brain that brings us into this place of a little bit more perspective and a little bit more awareness. So one of the things that I do, because I can't always, stare off into space in every situation in my life, right? I'm not always like staring off to the left or to the right. Is that one of the things that I find is just by accessing that part in my body. So for me, for example, it's like my baby finger, my pinky finger, and my ring finger is where I always feel just like the most calm and aware. Not just when I do that technique, maybe now I'm just like, that's my go-to place, but I've noticed that I can still tap into that same kind of awareness in my fingers, even without using the gaze and in situations. So there's some crazy sounds going on outside today. I don't know if you're hearing them or not. My apologies if you are. I find that it becomes much more easy just to access that place in my body and use it as a tool to ground myself in any given moment. So try it out. Let me know how this works for you. I'm always interested in hearing feedback, and feel free to share with anyone who you think might be interested in this video. See you soon. Thanks for joining me. Namaste.